Merry Christmas, everyone. It's Monday, Christmas Day, 2006. I'm Michael James Edding. And this is a Christmas episode of Rancid Poetry, my show. I guess the first thing I'm going to do is thank the 11 subscribers that I have as of today. I'm going to name them all. I've done it alphabetically because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And so special Christmas thank yous to A Plus Sky, Dark Enforcer 78, Excess Rejects, Juliana 8888, Matt Rose Productions, Qualitaga, Sweet Tina 28, T Bloom 28, The Hill 88, The Hill 88. Caitlin, thank you for finally subscribing. X Vulcan Raven X. Don't know what the X's are, but I like the Vulcan. Zombie Kenny, you're my first subscriber, and I mentioned you last only because you got a Z. But, you know, I see you've got another video up, and I'll check it out as soon as I can. And thank you very much for subscribing and supporting me. Next, I'm going to say some special Christmas wishes and greetings to my friends on YouTube. These are people who, although they haven't exactly subscribed to my videos yet, I consider you guys friends, and I email you a lot, and I watch your videos, almost all of them. And Abigail, I haven't seen much of you lately. You kind of did a 5-week powder. We'd like to see some more videos from you, and you know, hopefully there'll be a Christmas Day video later today that some of you people will make that I'll get to watch. Blunty 3000, Nate, wish you all the best down there in Australia, and Merry Christmas to you. Kata 17, who's, according to one of your last videos, you were hiding in a closet and you'd sent some guy with a video to upload it because you didn't want anyone to know you were dead, and evidently you're not making videos for a while because you got a broken computer and you're very busy. Merry Christmas to you over in London or England, or whatever part of England you live in. I think you only visited London in the one video, but Merry Christmas to you. Renetto, Paul Robinette. I've been making a lot of video responses to some of your videos lately. I really like a lot of things that you have to say. I'm glad that the fire you had earlier this year wasn't as bad as it was, even though it was a scary thing, and that you were able to get things cleaned up, and that, you know, your family and everything that you're spending the holiday season with is, you know, actually has a house to live in. It could have been a lot worse, you know, so make sure you install those smoke alarms. Fire, you know, detection devices can prevent a lot. And fire extinguishers in the kitchen, don't forget. You know, I care about you, dude. Spricket 24. Hey Karen, Merry Christmas to you. I hope everything is going your way in Minnesota. Wow. So, now that I've got the greetings and everything passed, I guess I'm going to talk about what was the best Christmas for me ever. It was Christmas 19 '93, and that was a very beautiful Christmas. That Christmas was a gift, and it was probably the best Christmas gift I ever gave. It was the last time that my favorite aunt was alive, and my mother and I, and we were all together at my aunt's house for Christmas. It was the last year that happened. My aunt had died of cancer a few months later on suddenly, but I'm not going to discuss that. I'm going to go back to the happy stuff. Christmas 1993, I had been working for the post office for a year, and I was actually making a lot of money for my standards at the time, and I really just wanted to give the best Christmas to my family that I could ever have given. And you may not understand some of this stuff, but growing up, when I used to go for Christmas, we went to my Aunt Arlene's house, which was a very large apartment in Queens, in Woodhaven, and I lived there for a bit growing up. But so my aunt was almost like a second mother to me. She was my favorite aunt. I had 3 aunts, my mother's sisters maternally, and an uncle. And actually, there's another aunt that's a sister of my mother, but I haven't seen or spoken to her in 30 years, so I don't really know too much about her. But I'm rambling. Sorry. We used to go to Christmas at my aunt's house. She'd decorate the house beautifully. Decorations from like when they were kids. I mean, So there was a little bit of my grandparents' influence in the house. There was stuff that my aunt had collected for Christmases going back way before I was born. And Christmas at Aunt Arlene's house was nice. We had the traditional Christmas dinner at my aunt's house was lasagna. So I grew up with the Christmas lasagna, and I've carried on that tradition. I still make Christmas lasagna, even though my aunt and my mother long since left this mortal coil, and now it's just me to make the Christmas lasagna. So my aunt was a video fanatic. Her VCR was like the greatest thing she had ever purchased, and she just watched movies. She was a widow, and my mother was also a widow. They lived together the last few years of my aunt's life, because their Social Security checks combined with some income from one of my cousins who was staying there off and on, helped pay the rent and pay the bills. So they didn't have a lot of money, is what I'm trying to say. I went to visit that year for Christmas, and I packed my luggage, and I packed the Christmas presents for my aunt and my mom in a red Santa sack, and it was basically the same type of sack that some people used for laundry, and it was red. And one of my cousins had a male friend who would occasionally leave his laundry at my aunt's house for my cousin to wash, and he would always, unbeknownst to me, leave it in a similar type bag, and usually it was someplace in the way. So I brought my luggage up from the car, put it in the house, and I made the impression that gifts were in the luggage, and I will give them out on Christmas Day. Well, when everyone went to bed on the night before Christmas Eve, I went back down to the car, to the trunk, and got the Santa sack out and put it in the living room under the table. So this way it would not be found, because no one would have looked under the living room table. I'm sorry, dining room table. I don't use a script really, people. I just kind of make this up as I go along, because I'm a real person and I'm not an actor or anything, and there's no need for a script. So, dining room table. And you wouldn't have seen it in the dining room table, because the dining room table sat off from the kitchen, and there was a bit of a wall between the kitchen and the dining room. So that part of under the table was blocked, and of course there's tablecloth and chairs. Christmas Eve, my aunt goes into the dining room to do some pre-Christmas rearranging of things. Found the Santa sack, mistook it, fortunately, for my cousin's male friend's laundry bag, and threw a fit. "What's this doing in the dining room? Get this out of the dining room!" And she's yelling at my cousin, and I'm like, oh boy, almost ruined the Christmas spot. So I just ran in there, and I'm like, don't worry, Alan, I'll take care of this myself. I'll put it in the hallway. Take the Santa sack into the hallway and put it with the laundry, because we used to put it in the hallway that we store the laundry until we washed it. Okay. Christmas Day. Christmas Day, I'm wearing the same Santa hat I'm wearing now. Grab my suitcase, big smile on my face. Oh, you people are going to love what I got you for Christmas. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Make a big show opening up the suitcase, pulling out everything that's in the suitcase, all the clothes that I bought, to get to the bottom of the suitcase where the presents are supposed to be. Look up like I've just seen a ghost. Tragic look on my face, like they're not in a suitcase. The only thing that's in the suitcase is the Christmas cards. I guess I left the presents in Pennsylvania. I'm sorry. I think I ruined Christmas. I give them the Christmas cards, and I'm very apologetic at this point. And I'm really sorry. I wanted you guys to have Christmas. And of course, I go to put my luggage away, come back with the Santa sack, and of course the Santa hat that I had not put on yet. I'm remembering this from 13 years ago now. Put the Santa Claus hat on, bring in the big red sack over my shoulder like Santa Claus, walk in. Now my aunt and my mom's eyes have gone wide. They're like, and I open up this sack, and first thing I take out is 2 packages which are obviously wrapped up cartons of cigarettes. And I'm like, I didn't know what to get you guys for Christmas, and I know you guys both smoke and have been smoking for 40 years, and you're never going to quit, and you have very little money, and you spend way too much money on cigarettes, so I thought I'd give you cigarettes for Christmas because it's a money saver, and I know you guys are very tight for money and very poor. I didn't say it like that, but I'm trying to explain why you would give a carton of cigarettes to your aunt and your mother, even though you're a non-smoker and very much against smoker. And of course, both of them later on died both of cancer within a few years, and can't go there. Again, it was a way to save money for them so that they were not spending almost $30 each for a carton of cigarettes. It was an expensive gift at the time. And cigarettes are more expensive today, so I don't know what they would have done so had they lived longer than they did. So my aunt's really happy she's got her Chesterfield Kings, and my mother's kind of happy she's got her Marlboro 100s. And you know, it's like, thank you, we appreciate the gift, but this isn't really the gift that we were hoping to get for Christmas, and we're happy we got it, but we're disappointed looks are on their faces. You know, because it's not about the gifts that you're giving people. It's not about the wrappings and the trappings of the season. It's about the people. So now that I've given them the faux gifts, which are passed off for the gifts that were left, I look back in the sack. Big happy smile on my face. What's this? There's something else in the sack. Where did this come from? Take out 2 more packages. Now I've gone over the top as, you know, Christmas gifts are concerned, because I've just basically given more gifts to them than they've gotten from any one person in years. I hand the one box, slightly largest box, to my Aunt Arlene, and the other one to my mother, which was a smaller package. Again, I didn't really know what to get for my mother. I had been giving her a series of books by Robert Fulghum, which were very entertaining, anecdotal type stories, which I figured, you know, it's something that she'd like to, and she loved to read. So I gave her a book by Robert Fulghum. It was called Uh-Oh. And you could tell she was happy that she got the book. I mean, she was happy she got the card, she was happy she got the cigarettes, and she was happy she got the book, and she was really happy she got all 3. My aunt opens up the package, and she is like, she almost starts crying. This must have cost you a fortune. You know, her voice is breaking, and right now so is mine, because I've just gotten over a cold and I'm getting a little bit choked up retelling this story. What I had gotten my aunt, the very avid video watcher who used to watch all these old movies, every year she had been giving me a list of videotapes. If I should see these videotapes, because we didn't have Blockbusters that were prevalent back then, or big video chain stores, and in New York City it was kind of like you had to go to Manhattan if you wanted it, and here in Pennsylvania it was like Suncoast Video or Camelot or a couple of the Wall, places like that. Some of those stores don't even exist anymore. They've been absorbed by mega corporations. Wow. I'm rambling again. Anyhow, I got her all the videos that were left on the list that she had given me years ago of the videos that she had still needed. Godzilla, King of the Monsters, you know, with Raymond Burr, the original Americanized version of Godzilla. And there were 5 other videotapes in the Sherlock Holmes, Basil Rathbone, and Nigel Bruce collection, which I had been getting her. I don't even remember the exact titles, but basically I got her 6 videotapes. It was a very thoughtful gift. She was very appreciative. It was the most wonderful gift she had received for Christmas that year. She was very, very happy, and you know, almost like at the point of tears. And this must have cost you a fortune. And like I said, at that time, I've been working for the post office now for over a year, and I was making really good money at the time compared to how much money I was making previous to that. And again, that was 13 years ago, and it's less than half of what I'm making now. But it was the best Christmas ever, and those gifts were the best gifts that I ever gave to my family, because I'm always going to have that memory of the looks on their faces and that Christmas, and nothing's ever going to take that away from me. And I used to love my aunt's Christmas lasagna growing up. I had become a vegetarian in college back in the 1980s, the late 80s. And my mother didn't quite understood this, so how long are you going to be a vegetarian? She didn't understand it was a permanent life choice. My aunt got it after like the first year of, you know, no Christmas lasagna, we have to get the Christmas pizza for Michael because he's an ovo-lacto, and he'll eat eggs and cheese and milk products, but he won't eat meat. And after that first year, you know, my aunt, she used to make a special little small lasagna with some of the neat noodles and cheeses and stuff, and it was basically a special lasagna pan, small pan for me. And that's kind of what Christmas is about. It's about spreading love and joy and doing special things for special friends. And now I make the Christmas lasagna, and I sometimes have friends over for Christmas Eve dinners or Christmas Eve dinners, and I replaced all the meat ingredients with you know, Morningstar Farms grillers, which is like crumbled hamburger type textured vegetable protein, and the Italian sausage has been replaced with Bocuse sausage. But again, for people, most people, it tastes very realistic, and the textures are very realistic to what they've considered to be ground chopped meat and sausage. So my aunt kind of lives on once a year in the Christmas lasagna, which is like this almost like sacred family tradition that, you know, this is what I eat on Christmas. And it's the only time of year I eat lasagna. I mean, it's like this childhood memory. It's like that's when we eat lasagna, because it was a very expensive meal for my aunt to make, because she would make 2 or 3 pans of it, and all the cheeses that went into it. And again, poor family growing up, and you know, we had each other though. I still have some family members alive. I don't speak to them much. We're kind of estranged. I have an aunt and an uncle, my mother's brother and sister, who are still living. I haven't spoken to them in a few years. I think they're kind of disappointed in me for various reasons. And I've got a brother and his family who live in another state that we're estranged to, so we see things differently. And I made a couple of trips to for Christmas to spend with them. I'm not doing it again this year. It's kind of pointless. You know, I wish I have some various cousins who, one cousin who I speak to once a year at Christmas, and you know, second cousins, but again, I pretty much are pretty much of the outcast. So my friends have become my family because I have no family of my own, no wife or children yet. I keep looking for that special someone, but I'm not finding her, and I don't know if that's ever going to happen. I'm not going to go there either. Christmas is about Christ and celebrating, peace on earth and goodwill towards men. I'm going to read the Christmas story now about the birth of Jesus from Luke chapter 2. This will cheer me up a little bit. In those days, Caesar Augustus issued a decree that a census should be taken of the entire Roman world. This was the first census that took place while Quirinius was governor of Syria. And everyone went to his own town to register. So Joseph went up from the town of Nazareth in Galilee to Judea to Bethlehem, the town of David, because he belonged to the house and line of David. He went there to register with Mary, who was pledged to be married to him and was expecting a child. While they were there, the time came for the baby to be born, and she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. She wrapped him in cloths and placed him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. And there were shepherds living out in the fields nearby, keeping watch over their flocks at night. An angel of the Lord appeared to them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were terrified. But the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news of great joy that will be for all the people. Today, in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is Christ the Lord. This will be a sign to you. You will find a baby wrapped in cloths and lying in a manger." Suddenly a great company of the heavenly host appeared with the angel, praising God and saying, "Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace to men on whom his favor rests." When the angels had left them and gone to heaven, the shepherds said to one another, "Let's go to Bethlehem and see this thing that has happened, which the Lord has told us about." So they hurried off and found Mary and Joseph and the baby, who was lying in the manger. When they had seen him, they spread the word concerning what had been told them about this child, and all who heard it were amazed at what the shepherds said to them. But Mary treasured all these things and pondered them in her heart. The shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all the things they had heard and seen, which were just as they had been told. And of course, the Magi, the wise men, had come to visit. After Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea during the time of King Herod, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, "Where is the one who has been born King of the Jews? We have seen his star in the east and have come to worship him." When King Herod heard this, he was disturbed, and all Jerusalem with him. When he had called together all the people's chiefs and chief priests and teachers of the law, he asked them where the Christ was to be born. "In Bethlehem in Judea," they replied, "for this is what the prophet has written." And the prophet that they're talking about is Micah. Anyhow. "But you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judea, or Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah. For out of you will come a ruler who will be the shepherd of my people Israel. Then Herod called the Magi secretly and found out from them the exact time the star had appeared. He sent them to Bethlehem and said, "Go make a careful search for the child, and as soon as you find him, report to me, so that I may go and worship him." After they heard the king, they went on their way, and the star they had seen in the east went ahead of them until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were overjoyed. On coming into the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshipped him. Then they opened up their treasures and presented him with gifts of gold and of incense. The incense, of course, was frankincense, and of myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to go back to Herod, they returned to their country by another route. And I'm going to stop there anyhow, because you know, that's basically the Christmas story that most of us know, and you can see that in a movie that's out now called The Nativity Story, and I encourage everyone to see that. After Jesus was born and the Magi left, Herod, the king of Judah, had basically went a little bit berserk with this. You know, we're going to stop this Messiah from rising up and growing up and taking care of the people, because, well, he wanted to basically preserve his lineage and his successor to the throne. So he ordered all children in the land of Bethlehem to be slaughtered if they were, you know, firstborn children under the age of 2 years old, and that's known as the slaughter of the innocents. And of course, Joseph and Mary were warned in a dream too this was going to happen, and they fled into Egypt until after King Herod died. And that's basically the story of the birth of Jesus. And that's the real thing, you know, about Christmas. I mean, it's not, you know, the wrappings, the trappings, the Christmas tree, the, you know, Santa Claus. It's okay to have Santa Claus. It's okay to have a Christmas tree. It's okay to have twinkly lights. But, you know, people and how you treat them, that's Christmas. You know, peace on earth, goodwill towards men. And just like my aunt, when I became a vegetarian, doing something special and nice for people, that's Christmas. So Merry Christmas to everyone again. I hope you're all having a great time wherever you are. I hope that the coming year is filled with joy and prosperity for all of you. And I'm going to leave you with I'm going to do something special for somebody, another good friend of mine. So this is a Christmas gift to her. And it's also a Christmas gift to you, because I have a friend. Her name is Jolene. We've been friends for years. And she's a singer-songwriter. And she's recently been having some issues in her life, and she's decided to stop performing. And I think this is a bad thing, because she's very talented. And she wrote this very beautiful Christmas song, and it's a Christmas song that none of you have heard before. And I'm going to play it for all of you now, and, you know, for Jolene. And, you know, if any of you like it, it's available. You can buy her CD from Santa Baby. Not CD Baby. I'm sorry, Santa Baby. Oh my. CD Baby. It's available online, and again, it's a very beautiful Christmas song, and the rest of the album is good. And you know, I hope she's well wherever she is, and so Merry Christmas, JoJo. Merry Christmas, everyone. God bless us, everyone. And this is We Have Snow.
Snow.